Hi, this is Slink Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Neverwinter Nights. I have been given a task to represent a local man in a trial for murder, and this is one of the jurors.
Well met.
Welcome to the Temple of Tyr. Should you require services of a priest, speak to Neurig. Who are you? I am Edgar, a minor acolyte in the service of Tyr. Though I have little in the way of divine powers, I try to make myself useful in the day-to-day functions around the temple. If you need the services of a true cleric, you will have to speak to Neurig. I am here about Rolgan's trial. Of course. Neurig has done me a great honor by selecting me for the jury in this case. I am looking forward to performing my duties in the administration of Tyr's justice. I am not going to bribe anyone. How do you feel about this case? Even though I disapprove of the Utgard's worship of a pagan god, I am not going to prejudge him. The real culprit in this crime is the demon alcohol. Of course, the alcohol does not excuse the Utgard's behavior. Anyone who lets themselves get drunk must bear the consequences of his actions. This is why I so strongly disapprove of consuming alcoholic beverages. But I am keeping an open mind. I wish you well in this case, my lord. May the justice of Tyr be served. To be honest, probably best if I read this. The notebook identifies the bearer as an official representative of Tyr's justice in Rolgan's murder trial, and explains the rules of court, including the right for defense counsel to question any of the participants involved before the trial begins. To aid you in your task, Neurik has included notes on the witnesses and jurors where you might be able to locate them. Rolgan, the accused, currently under my protection in the Temple of Tyr. Zed, of the Lord's Alliance soldier, recently has been spending most of his time in the soldiers' barracks. Lodar, a Lord's Alliance soldier, usually found in the drinking house when not on duty. Vanda, a wife of the accused, spends her time on the plateau by Baruna's well. The jurors have been selected to ensure a fair representation to all sides of the dispute. Edgar, my assistant, a good and honest man, he is usually found helping out in the temple. Averick, a Lord's Alliance soldier, when not in the company of a female, he can be found in the drinking house. Jevon, a Lord's Alliance soldier, a reliable young man who spends most of his free time in the barracks. Dalcia, a female ranger, she spends the time living with the Utgard on the plateau near Baruna's well. Palla, a wise woman of the Utgard, she makes her home on the plateau near Baruna's well. When you're ready to start the trial, go speak to Nurik at the Temple of Tyr. Obviously I will question everyone.
I don't think I can do that.
Before
Sorry.
I do that.
You are here because Neurek sent you? You are here because of the trial?
Yes, I am to defend you. Tell me what happened. Griff invited me to play a game of chance. Not wanting to spurn this gesture of friendship, I accepted his invitation and the drinks he readily offered. I began to feel strange. My mind was clouded by more than just ale. I gambled foolishly and lost several personal heirlooms of great religious significance to my tribe. I returned to my tribe in shame. Vanda, my wife, told me to go back and speak to Griff, to humble myself and beg him to return our religious heirloom in exchange for a promise of much gold later on. But Griff attacked me before I could speak my offer. I killed him to save my own life. There was no other choice. I fled to this temple, barely escaping a mob of soldiers seeking my blood to avenge Griff. Nurik gave me a sanctuary, but only if I vowed to submit to the trial to determine my fate. Can you tell me anything else? We Utgard are different than you. Our ways and customs may seem strange. They call us savages and pagans and drunks and thieves. This is how the Lord's Alliance sees us, and this is why I am called a murderer for defending myself. We of the Black Lion tribe are a noble people. I am no heathen savage, no vile killer. I pray to Utgard that you can see this and help me. I will do my best. Go on if you wish. I must stay here, though my heart aches to return to my tribe. When the trial is over, Utgard willing, I will be allowed to return to my home. Aringan's Lodge, Mercenary Enclave, Drinking House. I'll just go around and generally talk to people and explore this area. That was the temple. That's Aaron's lodge. So I didn't need to get in here.
I greet you.
Shove off, buddy. These open sores on my face make it tough enough to attract the ladies without your ugly mug hanging around and cramping my style. I'm here to talk about Rolgan's trial. Oh, that prissy priest Nurik must have sent you. Can't figure out why that sort of runt wanted me on the jury. Guess he figured I'd be impartial, since I hate all races, colors and creeds equally. A very enlightened attitude you have there. What can I say? When you get down into filthy gutters, everyone's crap stinks the same. What are your feelings about the case? Griff was a rotten bastard, and the Utgard did us all a favor by offing him, but if we let him go, we might have drunken savages running around through the streets, sacrificing us to their goat dogs, you know? I mean, to their goat gods, you know? Sounds like you figure he's already guilty. The only good thing about the Utgard is his wife. Can't wait to see her up testifying at the trial. She's a fine piece of meat. I wouldn't mind having her pork chops on my plate at dinner tonight. Is there anything I can do to guarantee you'll find Rolgan not guilty outside of a bribe? If you're offering me a bribe, I'm all ears. No, I'll be going. Bye. Don't hurry back.
Hello there!
Watch your back around here, lad. There's lots of folks liable to stick a knife in it.
Well met.
Look, don't bother me now. I've got a lot on my mind with the trial and all. I know about the trial. I'm defending Rolgan. Funny, you don't look like a lawyer. But that ain't my business, I guess. You want to ask me some questions? Go ahead. Tell me what happened. Griff and that Utgard were playing cards, gambling. Griff won a lot of money, so much that the Utgard had to give him some of his jewelry to cover the debt. Real fancy looking stuff. Later that night, Griff went outside. I heard him shout and I rushed out to see him and that Utgard smashing swords. Guess the Utgard was better at it than Griff. I can't believe I have to testify about this. Never been to a trial. So you never saw who started the fight? No, they were fighting already when I got there. I never thought it would end up with Griff dead and me having to go to that Utgard's trial. Anything else? That's all I know. I don't even understand why they need me at the trial. I wish I didn't have to go. Now, to be honest, I wonder, that's probably illegal. Because if I have drinks with him, I'm doing that because I assume when he's drunk he might say something, that he wasn't supposed to, or he might slip up with his version of events. Don't get so worked up about the trial. Barkeep, a drink for my friend, please. I'm buying. Hey, you're alright, brother. Good luck in that trial, and thanks for the drink. If you need anything else, I'll be right here. Until the trial is over, they've got me on off of active duty, so I plan on spending my time here, in the drinking house.
Well met.
How about a refill? Thanks, I needed that. Too bad you're trying to get Griff's killer off. I kind of like you. You're a nice man, not like Griff. He was always getting into trouble, picking fights, that kind of thing. Kind of a racist, too. Always going on about the Utgard being drunks and thieves and such. Maybe Griff's to blame for the fight with the Utgard. Maybe, but I shouldn't be speaking ill of the dead. Griff had some ugly secrets, but now is not the time to drag it all out. What kind of secrets? I really shouldn't tell you. Griff was a friend, after all. Well, if there's something I should know for the trial, you should tell me. If I don't tell you, someone else probably will, and I don't want to get into no trouble. Griff's gone anyway, so who cares if anyone finds out, right? Griff had a nasty habit of spiking the drinks of people he was gambling against. He figured it would give him an edge over them, make them a bit hazy. Not really sporting, but that's the kind of guy Griff was. Anything else you can tell me about the trial? Nah, I told you pretty much everything I know already. If you need anything else, I'll be right here. Until the trial is over, they've got me off of active duty. Yeah, so that's a pretty important piece of information, because obviously, even though you are still responsible for the things you do while you're drunk, if your drink was spiked, you were drugged alongside with being drunk, and you weren't necessarily consenting or even prepared for that.
'Tis a pleasure to speak with you.
The camp is safe, no need to wave your weapons around here. Save that for the battlefront.
I greet you, my child.
Get you a drink? We've got a fine selection of beverages if you're interested. There's a lot of soldiers here. You wouldn't be selling drinks to them while they're on duty, would you? What? No, I'd never sell a drink to a soldier on duty. They'd take my license if I did that. I'd be ruined. Don't go around spreading rumors like that, my lord. Even in jest. We're all talking about my livelihood. Yeah, sorry about that. Of course, my good man. It is as if it never happened. Anything else? I'll have a drink, though. Okay, so we literally only sell drinks. This is just hay, obviously for the horses.
Done here. All right, dear. I'm getting to it. I'm all done here. I'm all done here. I'm all done here. I'm all done here. All right, dear. I'm getting to it. I'm all done here.
What's up with that? And there doesn't seem to be anything you can do with this object at the moment.
been waiting at least 10 minutes for someone to come by and refill my drink.
I'm not here to fill your drink. I am Hargrim Stonehand. I work for Aringand. Ah yes, the hero of Neverwinter. I drink a toast to your legendary deeds if my glass wasn't empty. My name is Lillian Cambridge, an archaeologist. I am the North's leading expert in antiquities and ancient artifacts. No doubt Aringand has told you that I've come to offer my rather unique knowledge to the aid of the cause of the Lord's Alliance. That is why I'm here, to answer your questions about the words of power and the creator race that constructed them, and to sample the local wines, of course. How did you end up here in Berun as well? There are many strange and exotic artifacts scattered throughout the north, and I spend much of my time in and around the area on archaeological digs, burial mounds, ancient tombs, crypts. It's amazing what sort of treasures you can unearth. How did you end up working for Aringand? When I heard Aringand was seeking the words of power, I came to offer my expertise in the area. Gand has a reputation for rewarding his allies well. I was also hoping to find some brave, intrepid adventurer, would-be hero who would aid me in a little task. What kind of task? Something was stolen from me, a very rare and precious snow globe I had acquired on my archaeological expeditions for a wealthy benefactor. If I could find someone to recover that snow globe, I would be very grateful. So grateful, in fact, that I might even tell them what I know of the location of one of the words of power. Where can I find it? I was en route to deliver the snow globe to my buyer when it was stolen from me by an unscrupulous, albeit rather charming wizard named Nax. From what was told to me, Nax was in these parts doing some research on his own. It seems he found a magical entrance to the deserted laboratory of a long-dead wizard somewhere in the Coldwood to the north. I'll bet Nax is exploring that laboratory right now, and with my snow globe at his side, but if you want to go after him you'll need this teleportation scroll. Nax told me it was the only way to pass the magical portal leading to the dungeon. How did you manage to get this teleportation scroll, and why did Nax tell you all of this? I'm a capable and attractive woman, and I am not above using my charms to further my archaeological investigations. Nax offered to buy me a few drinks. We got to talk about our respective research, one thing led to another. Afterwards, when Nax fell asleep, I borrowed the scroll and slipped off to have copies made before returning it to his pack. I planned to do a little investigating of the dungeon on my own later, but while I was making copies, Nax took my snow globe. I didn't notice until he was gone. I guess it's my own fault for leaving him asleep in my room. I don't carry a grudge against him for what he did. I just want the snow globe back. Deliver it to me and I'll tell you the location of one of the words of power. Okay, I have some questions. Tell me about the creator race. The creators resembled our modern-day lizardmen, though they were far more intelligent and far more powerful than any of the scaled humanoids who exist today. Little is known about them, save that they were cruel and a ruthless empire, slaughtering or enslaving the other races whenever they came across them. What became of the creators I cannot say. For centuries they ruled this land, and then suddenly they vanished, leaving virtually no evidence that they had ever existed. Where can I find the words of power? If it was as simple as drawing you a map, I would have told Aringand everything I know. You have to remember that the words are thousands and thousands of years old. The creator race that fashioned the words predated even the first elven kingdoms. Everything I know is theory and conjecture upon foundation of myth and legend. Surely I must know something. I can tell you that there were several words of power created, but they have been scattered throughout the north and lost for countless millennia. All that remain are rumors of where they may have disappeared. Some believe the words were taken by the dragons who dwell in the mountain to the west. Others claim clues to their location may be found in the long deserted ruins far to the south of Fort Ilkart, or hidden in the forests to the north. But as I've already told you, I know the location of one of the words of power, and I would be happy to share this information with you as soon as you get my snow globe back from Nax. Is there anything else? No. Off you go then, best of luck in your mission. Come back and see me if you have any more questions, That's what I'm here for, after all. And if you happen to speak to one of the waitresses, you might want to mention that there's a thirsty lady with an empty wine glass over here in the corner.
I don't recognize you. And I thought I knew all the new recruits who've joined the Lord's Alliance.
My name is Hargrim Stonehand. I work for Arin. The same Hargrim Stonehand who saved Neverwinter from the plague? We could use a good man like you on the battlefront. Too bad Gant has you working on something else. You must come here to purchase equipment, right? So, what can I interest you in? A good sword, a stout shield, or something else? Who are you? You're kidding, right? Everyone knows me. I'm Rolgan of the Mighty Lands. I'm probably the most famous gnome knight of Neverwinter. Arin Gans put me in charge of training and equipping those troops battling the Luskan forces. Seems like he's too busy searching for those words of power to bother with a little thing like a war. Normally I wouldn't complain, but this isn't exactly what I signed up for. We can't fight a war without supplies. No supplies? What are you talking about? It's those blasted orcish raiders. Every time we get a new supply line set up to the battlefront, the bandits cut it off. An army's no good if they don't have a steady stream of supplies replenishing their stores. I tell you, if this keeps up, we might even surrender. We might as well surrender to Luskan right now. Maybe I could help. Hey, I'll welcome any help I can get. I've already put on a bounty on the heads of the two most famous orc bandits in the region, Vath and Gruzud. I figured if they are both taken care of, the rest of the thieving scum will get a message and back off. I'm offering 500 gold for each of them, payable upon delivery of their decapitated heads. Any chance of getting an advance? Yeah, right. We can barely afford the finance as it is. I start shelling out for work that isn't even done, and I won't be able to pay my soldiers their wages. The bounty for each head is 500 gold, plain and simple. If you don't like the offer, don't do the job. Any idea where I could start looking for them? You could try looking in the Coldwood to the northeast. That place has always had its share of bandits, and there were some reports of bandits around Fort Ilkar to the south. That I couldn't say. Apparently, it's a loop. But I guess I have simply too low of a skill to pass that check anyway. I'll be back to collect those bounties. Good luck. Won't be easy to find the bandits' hideouts. Vath and Gruzud had both been in business for years, and no one's tracked them down yet. Take this writ, though. It identifies you as a bounty hunter under my authority. What do you sell? Three plus 3 and plus 5 versus dragons. A little tempting. $17,000 you say. Ring of protection plus 3. Yeah, why not?
None can stand before me!
All right, dear. I'm getting to it. Takasi! Oh, excuse my elven.
You're dead twice over!
Yeah!
I'm all done here. Takasi! Oh, excuse my elven. I'm all done here.
Well met.
What do you want? Are you here about the trial? Yes, I'm representing Rolgan. I figured as much. I ain't never been on a jury before. I've seen my share of trials, but usually from the prisoner's box. What do you want to know? I'm preparing my case. What do you think about the trial? Looks to me like a bar fight gone out of a hand. A few too many drinks in you and you act stupid. I've been there myself, though I ain't never killed no one before. But you know what makes me mad about this case? Them people who run around saying the only reason this guy is on trial is cause he's an Utgard. I ain't no Utgard, and I've been on trial a bunch of times. Sounds like you're trying to keep an open mind. I know what it's like. Sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Could be that's what happened to this Utgard. I kind of hope you get him off. I'd hate to have to sentence the poor guy to an execution, but I've got to give an honest verdict. Neurik says it's my duty. Not much more I can tell you. Hope you got what you were looking for. Good luck in the trial.
I greet you.
This better be important, as I don't feel like chatting. It's bad enough my leg is killing me, but now I gotta be a witness at this trial too. What happened to your leg? My leg is none of your business. Go find someone else to bother. I am the defense counsel for Rolgan. Ah, so you're the sucker Neurik roped into defending that savage. Tough break. I hear the case is open and shut. I saw the Utgard stab Griff with my own 2 eyes. Run him right through. Griff was dead before he even hit the ground. Do you know why they were fighting? Gambling debts. Griff has won a bunch of money off that Utgard, and I guess the savage didn't like it. He's been drinking, so I guess it's no surprise he lost his temper. I got a feeling you're holding back on me. Hey, all I know is what I saw. Griff is dead, and that Utgard killed him. I am as sure as I am of the pain that's eating away at my leg. If I find out you're holding anything back, the pain won't only be in your leg. Blah blah blah, blowhards who toss threats around don't scare me. Go find someone else to bother. You don't seem very impartial to me. What's wrong with your leg? Arthritis in my knee. There's nothing anyone can do about that, but that ain't the problem right now. Some damn fool stuck me in the thigh with a knife during a bar fight, and the wound's infected. Feels like a hot spear shooting up through my whole leg with every step I take. And I can't even go to the temple to get it looked at, or they'll know I was in a fight. My unit's commander already warned me about rolling, and I don't need to be stuck on latrine duty again. I have a few healing spells of my own, maybe I can help. You want to heal my leg? What's in it for you? I think you know something about Griff's death that you aren't telling me. If you think I'm going to betray the memory of my friend just because a little pain...
You're dead
Damn,
twice over!
I barely bumped it that time and it's burning like the fires of the 9 hells. Okay, you've got a deal. Heal my leg, and I'll tell you something about Griff, something you can use. Here you go, as good as new. Still got the arthritis, but I can cope with that. It was that bloody infection I couldn't handle. Okay, I guess you delivered on your end of the deal, so here is what I know. First, Griff spiked that Utgard's drink. Griff was always doing stuff like that to try and get an edge at cards. Could be that stuff in the drink made the Utgard act like he did. I also happen to know for a fact that Griff was cheating that night. He wanted to take everything that Utgard owned. He told me he wanted to rob the savage blind. That's all I know. It's enough to get your client off. So be it. At least now I can walk without clenching my teeth in agony. Seems like a fair trade to me. Well, I think... I think the fact that he was cheating is kind of immaterial to the trial. Because even if he was, so what? You're not supposed to murder people over cheating at cards. Many start cloak enclave. Oh, it's you again.
Greetings. Normally, I don't deal with those who have no experience in the arcane arts, but Erin Gend has asked me to make my inventory available to everyone, if it will help the war effort. I still don't think I want to give you access to my lab in the back. That's reserved for those who have some experience in magic. But I will open my inventory to you, though most of the items are more suited to mages and their ilk.
Why is there a branch of the Many-Starred Guild out here? Do not let the stereotype of a solitary wizard in a tower color your perception of all who employ magic in their livelihood. Neverwinter is in trouble and the guild offered to help in any way possible. Aringand requested our presence so that we could aid both the war effort and those adventurers seeking the words of power. The guild is glad to offer its resources to all those seeking to save our fair city. Druid Grove, Woodcut Settlement, and Trading Post.
Hello there.
Greetings, friend. Husher Clay at your service. Care to check out the wares here at this newest branch of my adventures gear shop? What do you mean the newest branch? Well, I used to run a little place way down south. Business was good, but the big money is in franchising. So I left my son in charge and headed north to expand my merchant empire. When I came across all the rich adventurers gathered here, I figured this was a perfect place to set up my shop, at least until I get a license to sell in Neverwinter. Warhammer +3, sure. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. I might buy one of those. Sell one of those. I have a lot of gold as it is.
Hey, what?
Welcome, noble sir, to Brown's Smithy. I am, of course, Brown, a dwarven master smith and creator of fine magical items. How may I be of service? I want you to make an item for me. Just place a component and one of the magical weapons, and I'll help you out. But if the forge be empty, like right now, I can't really do my thing. I'm interested in blunt and crushing weapons. Clubs, maces and hammers. I'll take a look at your stuff and see whether you've got something to work with. You don't seem to have the stuff I need. How about armor? Okay. Whatever, I guess I might be back.
Something I can do for you?
You're going up to the top plateau to see Barun as well. If you are, just watch your step. I wouldn't trust those Utgard savages as far as I could throw them. Utgard? Yeah, one of the Utgard tribes has joined the Lord's Alliance. The Black Lions, I think. I don't really trust them heathens, but I guess we need all the help we can get. They've gone and set up their camp on the top of the plateau. Seems they figure they've got a claim to the land. Barun as well? Yeah, you know, Barun as well. It ain't much to look at, but I guess some people figure it's a big deal, what with the historical significance and all. Baruna was some Utgard hero, or so they say, the legendary father of their people or some such nonsense. They say he built up that well at the top of the plateau. I don't believe in that legend myself, but the plateau is a holy site to the damn Utgard. Guess that's why they built the camp up there. Anything else up there? Well, there's a druid grove. I think it's run by a man named fearsome. You know them druids, nature this and nature that. I guess that's why they would rather stay out there, besides Barun as well, with them primitive Utgard, instead down here with the civilized folk. I'll be going. See you around them. Like I said, watch yourself among them Utgard. Allies or not, I don't trust them.
Welcome, friend. I am Yusau, Druid of the North, liaison between the Lord's Alliance and the Utgard.
You're free to take solace in the tranquility of my grove if you wish. Or is there some other reason you have sought me out? My name is Harkim, I work for Aringen. When the Lord's Alliance set up camp here, Arin told me he was recruiting agents to search for the lost artifacts of ancient magic. I wish you success in your quest, though as I told Arin, I am more concerned with the plight of the Utgard people. The plight of the Utgard? What do you mean? My child, this war takes a terrible toll on the Utgard. The armies of Laskan lay waste to their lands, and the Black Lion tribe lost many warriors battling alongside the Lord's Alliance. But it is for the Utgard Elk tribe that I worry the most of all. They have aligned themselves with Luskan destroyers to slaughter the defenseless settlers around Fort Ilkard. You're a druid, can't you make them stop? Once the Elk tribe welcomed my counsel, but they have since turned their back on the nature. The emissaries I have sent to investigate have all been ruthlessly slain. You're not a child of nature, so perhaps you cannot understand the pain I feel in what happened with the Elk tribe. Perhaps I could investigate this for you. Your offer is generous, I cannot leave this grove, and there is nowhere else I may turn for aid. I fear, however, that you may not truly understand what you're about to undertake. Such a task would be dangerous, my child. The Elk tribe have slain all who've tried to parley with them. But if you could discover why the Elk tribe have turned their back on us, I would be most grateful. The Elk tribe have fortified themselves inside the keep to the west of Fort Ilkard, although they continue to make raids on the fort. Perhaps if you go there, you can find them and speak to Zokan Thunderer, the chief. Any chance of getting an advance? The cycle of nature teaches us everything must flow in its own time. It would be unnatural for me to pay you for a task not yet completed. I'll be back when I learn more of the Elk tribe. Go, child, and may a gentle breeze carry you safely to your destination, like summer winds that bring seeds to replenish the eternal forest. What do you sell? That's pretty cool, potentially. It's plus 3 AC. It's almost like having another shield. My current boots are pretty crap. Although they are also pretty expensive. I'll hold out for now.
Greetings to you.
On behalf of the Black Lion Utgard tribe, I'll welcome you to this camp. Who are you? I am Dalcia, a friend of the Utgard people. I would rather stay here in the camp of the Black Lion tribe than subject myself to the stench of civilization hanging over the Lord's Alliance barracks. I do not expect you to understand. Only those who count themselves among the children of nature, druids and rangers like myself, can truly appreciate the beauty to be found in this simple camp. I am representing Rolgan at the murder trial. Ah yes, Nurik mentioned he was seeking someone to defend Rolgan in this trial. I hope you truly appreciate the situation you have gotten yourself into. The Utgard are a noble people, but their culture and beliefs seem strange to the Lord's Alliance. Often the Utgard are victims of prejudice and hatred, simply because of who they are. Sounds like you think Rolgan is innocent. I will wait until the trial before I make that decision, of course. I only wanted you to be aware of the fact that Rolgan is an Utgard, and it may have something to do with him being on trial. You're welcome to explore the tribal camp. I only ask that you respect the ways of the Black Lion tribe and treat the Utgard with the honor that they deserve.
Greetings!
Why have you come to the council of this old woman? Who are you? I am Pala of the Black Lion tribe. I often offer the wisdom of age to the Utgard who seek it. Nurik sent me. I am representing Rolgan in the upcoming trial. The life of one of my people is in your hands. I will aid you as best I can, though there is little I can do. The ways of justice among the Lord's Alliance are unknown to me. What do you think of the case? I am very disappointed in Rolgan. Our tribe is constantly struggling against the stereotype of a drunken savage, yet Rolgan allowed himself to fall under the influence of alcohol. This is the result. Sounds like you already think he's guilty. That remains to be seen. Rolgan is a symbol of our people. I pray he is not guilty of what they claim, but my duty in this trial is clear. Neurik has explained the vow I have taken as a juror. If the evidence shows that Rolgan let alcohol cloud his mind, so that he killed that man without reason, I must return a verdict of guilty. The trial is not the way of our tribe, but I must follow Nurik's rules in that matter. We Utgard cannot risk the wrath of the Lord's Alliance by defying the High Priest of Tyr. I pray Rolgan is not a sacrifice for the good of the entire tribe, but if it must be, it must be. Can I ask you some questions? Unfortunately, the Council of Elders is reserved for those of the Black Lion tribe. My wisdom is only in the Utgard way of life, and you are not Utgard. I know nothing of your kind. I cannot give you guidance. Depart with the blessing of the Black Lion tribe. This alone I can give you.
Yes? What?
I am sorry, were you speaking to me? Forgive my distraction. I am worried about my husband's upcoming trial. I am representing your husband in this trial. Representing him? I am sorry, but the ways of your justice system are unfamiliar to the people of the Black Lion tribe. Are you a friend or a foe? A friend. I must ask you some questions. The priest Nurik said I would have to answer the questions put to me in complete honesty. I think it was as if he expected me to lie. He knows nothing about the honor of our tribe. Ask away, I have nothing to hide. Tell me what happened the night Griff was killed. My husband returned home late. He had been drinking, but there was something else. He seemed different, as if more than alcohol was at work in his mind. When he told me he had gambled away the heirlooms of our family, precious stones sanctified by the priests of Utgard, I knew something was very wrong. He was not in his right mind, or he would never have wagered these sacred stones on a game of chance. I sent him to ask this man Griff to return the heirlooms. He offered to pay him gold in exchange. Would have been far more than he could ever sell them for. Their religious significance for the tribe far exceeds their material worth. But the soldier attacked my husband, and Rolgan was forced to kill Griff to preserve his own life. He fled to the temple seeking sanctuary. A mob of Griff's enraged friends close on his heels. Anything else? Please help my husband. They are portraying him as a drunken pagan savage. This is how they view all of the Outgard. We are a noble people, but if Rolgan is convicted that the hurtful stereotype will only get stronger, I wish I could be of more help, but all I can do is to pray Utgard grants you wisdom in this matter.
You are a good person to defend Rolgan. I, under Hardfoot, greet you with honor.
Aringen mentioned the Elk tribe had allied against us. What can you tell me about them? I know little of the Elk tribe. Their territory is to the south, near the fort you call Ilkard. Once they were an ally of the Lord's Alliance, but now they slaughter the settlers and farmers of your kind. The Elk tribe have turned their backs on the Utgard ways. Something has destroyed their honor, and they have allied themselves with the evil of Luskan. More than this I cannot tell. I will do my best to answer your questions, though your ways are strange and unfamiliar to we of the Utgard tribes. Why have the Utgard joined the Lord's Alliance? Beoruna's Well is a holy place to the Utgard. Here we honor and power. Here the honor and power of our people lay buried. We come here to draw upon the strength of our ancestors as we stand against a foe of great evil. The Luskan forces march across our land, slaughtering all in their path. We stand with the Lord's Alliance against the evil of our common foe, though we Utgard must wonder if we can trust our new allies. I sense there is tension between your people and the Lord's Alliance. There was always tension between the Utgard and the Lord's Alliance. Our cultures are very different. It is inevitable that there will be some clash when our people are forced to work side by side. But now the tensions have reached a dangerous level. Rolgan, one of the Black Lion tribe, is accused of slaying a soldier of the Lord's Alliance. He is charged with murder. I want to ask some questions about Rolgan. There is little I can tell you of him, save that he is falsely accused of murder. Rolgan's wife could tell you more of this. Her name is Vanda. Since Rolgan was seized, she spent all of her time wandering around the sacred grounds of this plateau, praying for her husband. But I sense there was another reason you came to speak to me. Tell me about your people. The ignorant among the Lord's Alliance call us savages and barbarians, yet honor of our ancestors shields us against their empty words. We are born of the Black Lion. We are of the Utgard. Our tribe is strong and proud. We are noble warriors and great hunters, following the herds to feed and clothe our tribe. We are the Black Lion tribe, and we are one with the land. Feel free to explore the tribal camp. I only ask that you respect the Utgard as you would respect your own kind. I'll browse the list of spoken with him, with her. That's all of the witnesses. Spoke with him, with her, and with her. So that's everyone. So I think I'm ready to begin the trial. I have completed my investigations and I am ready to begin Rolgan's trial. Are you quite certain, my lord? Once the trial begins, it cannot be ended prematurely, or Rolgan's life will be forfeit. I am ready, let's begin. Excellent. I know all parties involved are anxious to settle this matter. I will send word to the prosecutor and everyone else involved. The rules of the proceedings are simple. The jurors will listen to the evidence and testimony, and as the trial progresses they will use their swords and torches I have given them to indicate either guilt or innocence. Whether a juror feels the accused is guilty, they will hold forth a sword in the right hand to symbolize the swift strike of justice. If they feel the accused is innocent, they will hold up the torch to symbolize the burning light of truth shining down on the trial. As the jurors' views are swayed, so shall the implement they hold forth change. A juror who is still undecided will hold neither sword nor torch. 3 jurors must be convinced of the accused's innocence for Rolgan to go free. What we have now begun cannot end until justice is served. If the trial is interrupted or broken off before the proper conclusion, the accused shall be found guilty regardless of the status of the jurors. Is that clear? I understand. Now we are all here, the trial can begin. Remember, if you quit the trial before its rightful end, Rolgan's life is forfeit.
My name is Egland of the Swift Sword. I am the special prosecutor in the investigation of the death of the Lord's Alliance mercenary known as Griff. And I would like to remind the jury that I have never lost a case. Never!
The witnesses have been sworn in. and may the light of Tyr's justice shine down on the trial and expose any lies in their testimony. To begin my case, I would like to question Lodar, an eyewitness to the events. I'm here, Your Honor. I'm not the judge, Lodar, just the prosecutor. You don't have to be so formal, just call me sir. Please tell us what happened in your own words. Well, sir, it was night, and Griff was outside the barracks. All of a sudden, we heard this shout, and we ran out, and Griff and the Utgard were there, going at each other with weapons. Before we could step in, the savage stabs Griff right in the guts and runs off. We ran to get the cleric, but by that time it was too late. Griff was gone. That savage killed him. That is all I require from this witness. Write it up to me so we could end the trial right now and declare Rolgan guilty. No, wear it up to me. We could end the trial right now and declare Rolgan guilty, but the custom dictates I allow the defense to question the witness if they wish. I am ready for your questions. Did you see who actually started the fight? No, they were already going at it by the time we got there, so maybe Griff started the fight and Rolgan was just defending himself. I guess. Could be Griff started it, I don't know, I wasn't there. Was the Utgard in his right mind, or did he seem intoxicated to you? He was pretty drunk. So drunk he didn't know what he was doing? I guess so, maybe. Don't know if that's a good excuse though. Isn't that true that Griff spiked Rolgan's drink earlier that evening? Yeah, he wanted to mess the Utgard up, so that he could beat him at cards, you know? Make him not think straight. So Griff is partially to blame for his own death. Now, to be honest, this is pretty botched, as far as you're not supposed to... That's a pretty leading question. You're not supposed to ask questions like that. Well, it was his fault that the Utgard was doped up. Maybe if Rolgan was in his right mind, he wouldn't have killed Griff. Well, and maybe Griff thought that since Rolgan was drugged, the Utgard would make an easy target in a fight. I guess he could have thought that. He doesn't like the Utgard much. He would have jumped at a chance to kill one of them if he thought he could get away with it. Could you tell me how Griff felt towards the Utgard? He didn't like them much. He was always complaining about them damn savages and filthy Utgard, always picking fights with them, looking for trouble. So this fight could have been started by Griff. Wouldn't be the first time he let his temper get the better of him. Always was a bit hot-headed, especially when it came to the Utgard. He hated them something fierce. I have no more questions. If the defense counsel has finished trying to obscure the truth, I will call Zed my next witness. Zed, tell the court what you witnessed. Right, sir. Well, it's like Lodar said. Griff was outside, we heard him shout. We ran out and the Utgard sticks a blade in Griff's belly. Then the savage runs off to the temple for sanctuary like some kind of a coward. Well spoken. He ran off like a murderous coward. Obviously, he's guilty. They always run when they're guilty. That case made me my easiest yet. Your witness. I am ready to answer this man's questions. You never actually witnessed the start of the fight, did you? No. I didn't see who started the fight, so yeah, it could have been Griff, if that's what you're getting at. Do you think Rolgan's judgment was impaired by the alcohol he consumed? Sure, he was drunk, but that doesn't mean you get to kill people. You have to know how to hold your drinks, right? Know your limits? Rolgan lost a lot of money that night, didn't he, Zed? Can you explain that? Griff cheated. He wanted to win so that he could humiliate the Utgard, embarrass him and run. So he cheated during the game. Don't you think that could have been a factor in Griff's death? I actually don't. I think that's a stupid way to present it. But oh well. I warned Griff that the Utgard would be mad after losing everything he owned. I said it would lead to trouble, but Griff didn't care. He said he welcomed trouble with the Utgard, so maybe Griff attacked Rolgan because he thought his cheating had been discovered. If Griff thought someone was coming to settle the score, he wouldn't wait. Griff would make sure he made the first move. He preferred to start fights, himself, you know. Griff had spiked Rolgan's drink that night, right? Yeah, he put something in Rolgan's drink made his mind fuzzy, so he didn't really understand what he was doing. Don't you think that's a mitigating circumstance in what happened? I don't know what mitigating means, but Griff shouldn't have spiked that drink. That was wrong. Griff was always doing stupid stuff like that. I have no further questions. If the defense have finished their blathering, the prosecution has only one witness left. I call on Vanda, the wife of the accused. I am here, ask your questions. I sense some hostility on your part, young lady. Please remember, I am only doing my job. It is not my fault your husband had to go on a killing spree. Now, this prosecutor is so crooked, it's actually kind of hilarious, because he's talking about a killing spree. It was one person. You can't have a killing spree with one person. England, I have given you a lot of leeway in this case, but you're coming very close to crossing the line of what is acceptable. Sorry, Your Honor, but this woman is looking at me like he wants to kill me. Must run in her family. Neither my husband nor I would ever commit vile murder. We Utgard are honorable people. Yes, the Utgard take honor very seriously. Wasn't Rolgan ashamed at having gambled away everything he owned? Didn't he want to do anything to wipe away that shame? Yes, but he wouldn't have killed that man. So you say, but we know how strong Utgard honor is. And Rolgan is a proud warrior. Surely a jury as intelligent and attractive as this one must realize the pride would have driven Rolgan to kill Griff in a desperate attempt to salvage his wounded honor. Defense may cross-examine now. I have no further questions for this witness, since she all but admitted her husband is a rampaging serial killer. England, don't push me. Sorry, Judge. I won't say another word while Honorable Lord Hargrim tries to defend these crimes. I am ready for your questions. Tell me about the significance of the heirlooms your husband has gambled away. These are more than just heirlooms. They are artifacts of great religious significance to the Black Lion tribe. Their value is greater than mere money. Why, they mean more than life itself to the worshipper of Utgar. More than life itself. So what was Griff, a human sacrificed Utgar in one of your savage pagan rituals? England, such comments are not appropriate. The Utgar beliefs may differ from your own, but they are not on trial here. Please, Hargrim, continue with your questions. Tell me why you sent your husband to see Griff. I told Rolgan to speak with Griff, to beg him to return the heirlooms he has taken from us. To appeal to Griff's sense of decency. My husband is no killer. He only went back because I sent him back to talk to Griff. Now this is a stupid question and a stupid line of questioning. I have no more questions. If it pleases the court, the prosecution rests its case. Can't we just start the execution now? No? Okay, defense. You may call your witnesses if they wish. Though I hardly see the point. I would like to question Rolgan. Yes, my lord, what do you wish to know? Tell us what happened that night. My wife convinced me to go back to Griff to beg him to return the heirlooms to me, but when I approached, he attacked me as soon as he saw me. I had no choice but to defend myself. What was your state of mind? Were you thinking clearly? No, my mind was hazy with the fog from the many cups I had consumed. It was as if... It was as if I was in a dream. Nothing seemed real. I hardly even realized what was happening until it was too late and Griff was dead. That in itself, you should talk about how it felt different than just mere intoxication, because otherwise they might think it's merely an excuse to justify what you have done. That is not my intent. I know I must be responsible for my own action, my lord. But that night I was not thinking rationally. When Griff attacked, my instincts took over, and I defended myself. I am no murderer, and I hope the court can understand that. I have no further questions. Since the defendant called the accused to the stand, I claim my right to cross-examine this killer. I will keep this brief, much like poor Griff's life. Rolgan, are you an Utgard warrior? I am a true Utgard warrior of the Black Lion tribe. I have earned the honor and respect of all of my people. And you've earned the respect and honor on the battlefield with the edge of your blade. What would happen to your precious honor if people found out you gambled away everything you owned? I would be shamed by my actions. I am ashamed by my actions. But you thought if Griff were to die, you could recover those heirlooms before anyone found out. Too bad his friends caught you in the act, killer. Wait, never mind, don't answer. I withdraw that question. Wouldn't want to prejudice the jury. I shall move on to my closing arguments. This will be short, since the Utgard is obviously guilty. Rolgan owed Griff money. 2 witnesses saw him kill Griff. What could be more simple? We have heard much about how the Utgard valued the heirlooms Rolgan gambled away. A proud Utgard warrior would do anything to get those religious artifacts back, even kill the man who had taken them. For your duty, members of the jury, find Rolgan guilty of murder and let justice be done. Such is the will of Tyr. If it pleases the court, the prosecution rests. Hargrim, you may make your closing remarks now. The prosecution's witnesses never saw who started the fight, so we must accept Rolgan's claim of self-defense as truth. Hardly a convincing argument. Griff spiked Rolgan's drink, making Rolgan more prone to act irrationally. Sure, blame the victim. I'm warning you, Igland. Griff cheated at cards, and when he saw Rolgan, he attacked him out of fear that Rolgan had found out. A preposterous conspiracy theory. Next you'll blind the night masks for Griff's murder. Okay, I think that's enough of the best arguments. The defense rests its case. Then as Tyr's representative, I proclaim the judgment in this case. By the light of Tyr's truth may justice be done. The verdict is clear, a unanimous 5-0 decision to acquit. Rolgan, you're free to go, as are the rest of you. The court thanks you for your time. Igland, your work here is done. I suggest you leave before I write you up for your loutish behavior during these proceedings. You're a disgrace to the hallowed halls of this temple. Hargrim, come speak to me when you wish to receive your just reward for your service. You were called upon to do your duty in administering the justice of Tyr's court. The church is grateful you answered the call. Your performance at the trial was truly amazing, a unanimous verdict. Such an overwhelming result will do much to quell the rumblings among the Lord's Alliance soldiers over the outcome of the trial. For your exemplary service you have earned the undying gratitude of the Temple of Tyr. Please accept this token as a sign of my own appreciation of the spectacular job you have done. Is there anything else? Nope, it's alright. I'll be going now. Go with Tyr's blessings. Okay, so at this point I can just leave the town because I have talked to everyone. I'll go north for now. I need to speak to you.
Yes? Hello?
I know you. You're Hargrim Stonehand, right? The cleric who's working for Aringand? How do you know my name? My name is Delvor. I am a scout working for Aringand. Before he sent me out, he mentioned that the hero who saved Neverwinter from the plague was working for him now. He told me to keep an eye out for you and gave me a brief description of what you look like. Why did Gent tell you to keep an eye out for me? Some time ago he sent me out to scout the Coldwood. He thought it might help you in your mission if you had some advanced information about the area. The only path into the Coldwood is this way, so I set up a little camp to keep an eye out for you and anyone else working for Arim whom I pass this way. It's the only way I'll be sure you're getting the information. What information? I'm afraid I didn't find anything about the words of power themselves. If I had, I would have reported that directly into Arim. I did stumble across some orc bandits though, had to watch my steps so that they didn't find me spying on them, and I nearly stumbled over a magic portal. Tell me about the orcs. A few nights ago I heard footsteps crashing through the undergrowth, so I darted into the trees. After all, I am a scout. It turned out to be a couple orcs trampling about, grumbling about having to be on patrol. I followed them for a while, but they didn't lead me back to their camp. From the way they were saying, I'm sure their camp was somewhere in the Coldwood. Anything else? I gathered that their leader was an orc named Vath, if that helps. It almost sounded as if they were planning a raid on the Lord's Alliance supply lines, though that's pretty ambitious for a group of simple bandits. Not really anything else I can tell you about the orcs. Tell me about the portal. I was scouting around and stumbled across a clearing filled with shimmering columns of dancing light. Not really what you would expect to find in the middle of a forest. I don't know much about magic, but I am a tracker and I know about paths and hidden passages. I'm pretty sure those columns were a magical entrance to some sort of a tower or mage's lab. I haven't heard of any particular wizard who makes his home in Coldwood, so I imagine the portal leads to somewhere that hasn't been used in quite a while. Where can I find it? That's the funny thing. I pride myself on being a great tracker, never get lost, but I couldn't even begin to tell you where I stumbled across that portal. I must have triggered a spell to disorient me. Maybe there was some sort of magical ward to keep me from remembering where the entrance was. But the good news is that most of those protection wards are one-shot deals. If you manage to find the clearing, you won't have to worry about the same thing happening to you. As you wish, I shall remain here as per Arin's orders. If you have any questions regarding my explorations of the Coldwood, you can come to speak to me again.
Let's have at it!
seem to be here. Unless he's... oh, he's right there.
Time!
I can...
Surrender. You not kill Vath, you let Vath leave. Give me one good reason I should let you live. When you got 300 gold on belt, you let Vath go, it be yours. No, I need something else, your head. Vath not give you him head, Vath need the head for live. I need it to collect a bounty. Wait, me got an idea. Me give you a head of another orc, one already dead. All orc head look alike. No one know it's not Vath. No, you have been... you're an enemy combatant. Although also you have surrendered. Like, technically I should take you prisoner, but there's not such option, no such option. I'll be taking your head off your shoulders. Then me gonna die fighting. Like, we're fighting a war against you. Like, it actually annoys me a fair bit. I cannot just take him prisoner, because that's what you're supposed to do. You know, obviously you are not supposed to kill in war. You're not supposed to kill enemies who have surrendered. But then, on the other hand, you're also kind of not supposed to just let them go, because what guarantee do you have after that they will not just continue to fight you as they have been doing, you know, prior? Oh, that's like the orc treasure storage or something. So to be honest, it does annoy me somewhat that I can't, like, take him as a prisoner of war. But I guess Geneva Convention be damned.
All right, dear. I'm getting to it.
Okay, I think I get a new spell circle. Yes, I do. Resurrection. To be honest, it's not that useful. It will be useful in multiplayer, but when I'm dead, I'm dead. I can't resurrect myself. Okay, that's pretty cool. For those stronger enemies. Let's see what kind of creature I get now. It seems quite weak, health-wise at least. But this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!